yesterday.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Catacombs. So, I put it right in the beginning. We got a statue of a, as they call it, person of color, a woman of color, but we know exactly who it is. It's a black woman. The facial features, all of it. There's no point in saying a person of color, even though technically, yes, it's a woman of color, but it's a black woman. Like this, enough's enough. We used to have these distinctions, and we had them on purpose. So you know exactly who we're talking about. These people of color includes everybody, and they always do that when it comes to black people. If it's a program that's supposed to be, aimed at fixing a problem with black people specifically, it somehow turns into, well, all minorities or people of color, that's just so broad of a term. And then when that happens, everybody else benefits off of that except the people that it was supposed to be for in the first place, like birthright citizenship. Birthright citizenship was supposed to be for black people who were recently freed from slavery. And now all of a sudden, everyone who comes here, they just drop the baby off, the anchor baby type of thing. And now they're, birthright citizenship is that it wasn't supposed to be used like that. But anyway, so I have an article here from the Daily Mail. And yeah, this is some wild stuff, man. I mean, a 12-foot statue of a black woman, a bronze statue in Times Square, has been erected, as they called it. So yeah, let's go ahead and read this really quick from the Daily Mail. A new bronze statue in Times Square that was meant to combat racism. I don't know how in the hell a bronze statue is supposed to combat racism, but all right. Received instant mockery for being obnoxious and reinforcing stereotypes. It absolutely does that about women of color. We know exactly who they're talking about. Not women of color, but black women. This is clear as day. The statue, Grounded in the Stars by Thomas J. Price. I'm going to have to look him up, see who the hell that is a 12-foot tall woman intended to be a stark contrast of two statues in Duffy Square of Father Francis Duffy and George M. Cohen. In a culture that increasingly encourages a faster pace, Grounded in the Stars is an introspective meditation on humanity, the artist's website say. What the hell? From me looking at that, I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. But all right. The work was created with the idea of disrupting traditional ideas of what a triumphant figure and challenges should be defined. As the website continues, I wonder if I read that right. The statue depicts a woman in a plain t-shirt and pants with braided hair, an expressionless face, and her hands resting on her hips. Price's work offers viewers a unique opportunity to experience Times Square in a new light and share in a moment of personal reflection and empathy amidst the hyperactivity of the district, the website continued. I mean, if it was causing you to take a moment of pause, it definitely did that. I mean, if you look at some of the footage that's popping up about it, there are people that stopped to read about it. But that's kind of what attractions do. It's just another attraction. I'm not sure if they're really going to accomplish some of the stuff this artist was set out to accomplish. I don't get it. Yet the statue has sparked online mockery. I can see why, as its woke message is dragged. I just want to talk about the word woke for a second. It was actually originally a term that was used in the Black American community to stay woke, to stay up to date on information, especially that information regarding the community and the country at large. It was, stay woke, my brother, stay woke, sister, like stay on top of your information and stay well informed. That was the original intended used for the word stay, woke, or the phrase stay woke. It's been co-opted, just like everything that black people have come up with within the states. It's just been co-opted, and now they're using it for their own shit, and it's not. It wasn't supposed to be go woke, go broke. It wasn't supposed to be what it is right now. Like going woke is adding in all of the LGBTQ agenda. Going woke is just doing things that just don't make any goddamn sense. Like saying things like I don't know what a woman is, or it wasn't meant for stuff like that. It it wasn't meant to push agendas outside of just being abreast of information and knowing what the hell is going on with the community and the country at large, or if you can, the globally as well, so you can adjust properly, because you're armed with information. When you're armed with information and you're woke, you can make adjustments and you can roll with the times instead of being blindsided, which the black community often is blindsided by a lot of stuff. We get to the party late. We're the last to make money. When there's only crumbs left, we're always late to the party. And, staying woke in my eyes, when I first heard it, when I was a child, staying woke meant, staying up to date on information so you can make, the necessary moves when things happen. That was my idea of staying woke. But anyway, one user on X wrote, "How does this statue erected in Times Square confront perceived notions of identity and representation?" Yeah, it's kind of what I was saying. It's just some obnoxious looking overweight black woman. See how this person here was very direct on who exactly he was talking about, not overweight person of color. No, they didn't say that. It said overweight black woman, which this is. I mean, come on, man. If you're gonna put a black woman up there, why don't you put the best looking, a woman who's not overweight? I mean, yeah. Why is it? This is the question. Why the hell is it normal that we have overweight black women in the first place? And it shouldn't be normal. And there was one lady on here who said she was oh, it's nice, what if I would have seen this one as a kid? They're nice to have representation. These people are all about representation. And it's like, yeah, you could be represented, but how is it actually helping your situation to see? I don't get it. Like, I don't understand it. It helps you to know that there's other overweight people. You shouldn't be overweight in the first place. I mean, I don't understand. Anyway, it's reinforcing those preconceived notions. Yeah. Okay, moving on. How about something that looks less like someone complaining their order wasn't right? Another said, "Wow, that's that's not bad." If I was black, I'd be peed off. So this is supposed to be this is supposed to represent black women, obese and cheap with Walmart clothes. One commented, "Well, there's nothing really wrong with Walmart clothes. Let's keep it a buck. Walmart could get you a nice black tee, nice white t-shirt, some decent jeans. You could put something together to get to a job interview shopping in Walmart. Let's be honest here. You don't need to spend ridiculous amounts of money on clothes." That comment was kind of that wasn't even called for. Another declared that the statue only reinforces the fat, impatient black woman stereotype. It kind of does. Why erect a statue with resting B face, bitch face, that wants to speak to the manager, one wrote. Yeah. I don't know why everyone else is freaking out, but personally, I find it odd that they're putting up a statue, something used normally to elevate or commemorate a person who has accomplished something great. Yep, but they're doing it this time with someone who isn't known for any accomplishment, one comment said, which yeah, that makes sense. If you're going to put a statue up of a woman that actually, accomplished something. What about some of them black inventors? What about those, the women from Hidden Figures? Did we see, are there statues of them? I don't even know. That movie Hidden Figures, where, the black women were mathematicians, computers in NASA. Where are their statues at? You put up this random, that doesn't make sense. I like that comment. That makes a lot of sense. Let's continue. The message seems to be to praise her for her immutable characteristics rather than her character. And I find that troubling, they continued. Yeah, I agree. Many comments took issue with the apparent reinforcing of stereotypes. I kind of do as well, that the statue is intended to counter. Exactly. That statue is going to be up for a long time. And now anyone who comes to the States and happens to walk past that statue in Times Square is now going to associate being overweight with being a black woman. In her depiction, one recognizes a shared humanity, yet the whatever the hell, I don't know, I'm not familiar with the word, pose of her body and the ease of her stance is a subtle nod to Michelangelo's David. Come on, man. At least that statue wasn't overweight. That statue had a man that was physically on point. Yeah. Let's keep going. Price, I guess, yeah, that's the guy who did it, wrote, Times Square stands as an iconic symbol and site of convergence, uniting people from all walks of life, individual stories and experiences intersecting on a global platform. The intention of my public works is to become part of the place they inhabit and its physical, material history, as well as the visitors that pass through and around the location. No matter how fleeting, I hope Grounded in the Stars and Man series will instigate meaningful connections and bind intimate emotional states that allow for deeper reflection around the human condition and greater cultural diversity, he said. I have no idea how that statue is supposed to do that. The fictitious character of the statue is intended to carry familiar qualities, from her stance to her everyday clothing. You know, there are black women out there who dressed better than that on a daily basis. How come you couldn't use one of those examples? Just saying. Grounded in the Stars was erected on April 29th and is set to stand on Broadway and 46th Street until June 17 later this year. It's been up for, at the recording of this video, I think right now it's May 8th, 2025. And this was put up in April 29, 2025. Well, goddamn, this has been, it's been like 12 days that it's been up, and I'm just the first I've heard of it. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I just don't see the point. I've seen a couple of people already react to this already. I think Anton Daniels did something. I didn't really finish his video. But yeah, I just, maybe they could have had something better, Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna leave it there and just yeah, I'm gonna find something else to talk about. Until the next one, y'all be easy.